Hey guys, it's Maymay, and today we're going to do some masking and stamping, making a little scene. I was looking at my stamps as what I wanted to use today, and I absolutely love this Santa. This is his little bag, the Santa, and this little tiny elf. He's so cute. And I thought this would be cute to build a little scene on the front of a card, but I want these guys to kind of overlap. And let me show you why we do masking first. I know a lot of you are new to masking, and you might not have heard of it before or seen it done. So I'm going to try to do my best to show you. Okay, so if I were to, I may have to zoom in too. Let me do that. So why would we mask this guy off? Let me show you why. If I were to stamp these guys just like this beside each other, 1, 2, 3, they would look fine, but we'd have a gap between them, and I want to squeeze them together more like a scene, because this little elf might be standing in front of Santa, or this little bag might be in front of Santa. So if I were to stamp them that way, like if I stamp Santa down and then I stamp this elf on top of him, I'm going to be able to see Santa behind him because he's not a solid image. I think that makes sense if I explain it that way. Certainly if I stamp this bag over Santa, you'll be able to see him through the bag, and that's not what we want. So I'm going to load these up on some blocks, and we're going to do some stamping and using some masking paper. Now this is the masking paper I'm carrying in the store right now, but I want to show you this other one, and I'll put a link to both. This one is also available on the market. It's from Inkadikadoo, and they're basically the same thing, but we just have this one in the store. One reason is because I like the size of it. It's the size of the front of a card, of an A2 card, and I like that. Okay, let me get them on blocks. So I decided to use the Misty. I think that will be good because I can just leave everything in here, just leave the paper in and just lift up and down as we do this little deal. All right, so my paper is white, Nina white cardstock, and it is cut to 4 by 5 1/4. Okay, so there's that. So what I want is I want the Santa to be kind of in the middle, or do I? I think I do. I want the Santa kind of here. We'll move him over this way a little bit. Then I want this little elf to stand in front of him, just like this, to the side, kind of overlapping, okay? And then I want this bag in front of him on the other side, overlapping him like this so that it's real tight together. So when you are masking, the images that you stamp first and then mask over are the ones that are going to be in the front, okay? So what I have to do here is I have to build the front before I build the background. So I want to put these guys where I want them. And what I'm going to do is just do a little test and make sure that's where I want Santa to stand. And that looks good to me. So I'm going to move him to the side. Now I'm going to pick these guys up. Now I'm going to pick them up on the Misty, but you could also use just a stamp block and pick them up that way. All right, let's put this back down. Those are brand new stamps and they're sticking. Okay, I'm going to be coloring these guys. So I'm going to use some Memento Tuxedo Black ink. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do, ink these guys up. Just like so, and then stamp them down. Ooh, that one's not inked well. I missed the whole middle of that one. Much better. Okay, so let's stamp these guys into place. And again, another thing, because I'm using the Misty, if they don't stamp like I want them or dark enough, I can do it again. And I think I am, because I missed some of that bow. That's what I love about this tool. Ink those up again. Alrighty then. Now I need to do one more thing. This is my cardstock, so I'm going to pull that one aside for now. I need to put in some masking paper, and I'll show you why. I love Christopher's packaging. Look on the back how it says Brutus Monroe. That is so cute. All right, so I'm going to lay this in, and notice it's like the same size almost as my card front, which is fine. That doesn't really matter too much because we're going to cut them out, but I like the size of it. Now I'm going to stamp this on, but it doesn't have to be perfect because these we're just going to cut away. This is what we're going to use to make our stickers to mask off those images. So pull these guys out. I can put this one back in now. You might want to, you can stamp either one of them first. It doesn't matter. You actually could build your mask for these without having to use the Misty. I just thought since I was there, I'll do it that way. All right, so I'm going to cut these guys out. And this takes a little time because you need to be pretty precise on this, because you literally want him to cover this, like this little elf, you want him to cover up exactly the stamp that you have. Now this is a place you would want to use your scan and cut, for example. If you have a Brother Scan and Cut, it's perfect for this because it will cut all these little edges for you and you don't have to do the hard work. Although this is kind of fun. Now this guy is pretty detailed, but here's the cool thing about it. Once you cut this sticker, you can use it over and over again on your project. You might be wondering what's the difference between masking paper and sticker paper. Here's what I've noticed. Masking paper is very thin. If it wasn't very thin, then your stamped image that you're going to stamp over it wouldn't hit the page very well, because the thickness from the sticker would keep it from touching the page. So you'll notice masking paper is super thin. Now all of this I will save. I cut those pieces away, but all of this is usable for something else. So I'll just put that back into my package. All right, let's keep trimming this away. So now I fussy cut those little guys out, and I want to bring you in pretty close. So here's my stickers that I've made. And now I'm just going to remove the backer, or remove the little sticky part. And don't get rid of that, because you can use it. I'll show you a couple ways you can use it actually. And one cool thing is the Brutus Monroe paper has like little slices in the backer, so it makes it easier for you to peel it off. All right, so this little guy now, what I need to do is cover up my original stamp as close to exact as I can do it. Take your time. Get it as close as you can. All right, and stick that down. Good deal. Now let's peel this one off. Now I'm just peeling the little elf backer off. All right, and I'm going to stick him down on top of the other guy. Now what this does, see, is it protects those original images from getting any ink on it from our Santa when we stamp him down. So they're protected. Now I can lay my Santa in, and anywhere he overlaps is fine. I want to kind of line his feet up with the little elf feet. I'm going to remove these guys from the Misty because we don't need those anymore. I'm going to pick Santa up real quick. Make sure that's in the corner. I'm going to ink Santa up on the side. So now I've got Santa over here. I'm going to ink him with that memento ink. And then stamp him right on top of the masking stamp, or the masking paper pieces. And I want to show you this. Here's the reason we do it. Do you see how messy it looks? How everything's all kind of cluttered, and you can see everything through everything. When we peel these stickers off, it won't be that way. My center Santa, his beard didn't get very well, so I'm going to redo that. Let's do that again. Make sure it's in the corner. See if I got it much better. Okay, now the fun part. We'll reveal this by peeling those stickers off. So I've zoomed you guys back in. Do you see how Santa's leg is showing on top of that bag? This is why we mask off. When I remove this mask, and I'm going to pick it up with my tweezers, I find that's the easiest way to get under and pick it up. So just get it started, just like so. And then carefully peel that away. Take your time. I want to reveal it where you can see it. See what has happened? Now Santa's bag is in the front of Santa's leg. Isn't that cute? So it's standing where he is behind it. Now here's what I was going to show you. You can either put this back on the backer paper that you have, or you can put it right on top of the image, on top of the acetate sheet that holds your stamp. So back here you have your stamp, and here you have your mask for future use. I think that's really cool. That's how I use it. All right, let's peel this little guy up. And sometimes these little images are so delicate, it's good to use your tweezers to kind of get under there. His legs and feet are really delicate. Okay, I'm going to stick him down here for this guy. Then you always have it when you need it. And you can use it until it loses its sticky. And usually it's a pretty good amount of times you can use it. So look at our scene now. We have Santa with an elf in front and his bag in front. And now we can color it. Now I'm just going to play around and color. And you know I'm not big on shading and things like that because I'm not very good at it. So I'm just going to play around and color like I want to. I'm going to start with his hat. Put some red in. This image is going to be a lot of red and green and some black because it's just a Christmassy image. I don't know how I'm going to use it for a card yet. I knew I wanted to do this image, so I'm going to color it, and then I'll decide about the background after I get it colored. So I've gone through and colored most of the red. I feel like that's all the places I need red, but I may find some when I get done. So now I'm going to go to this green, and I'm using kind of a light color green. I wanted to use kind of a bright cherry color, and I'm going to start placing it in different places where I thought, you know, I think this would be cute to have green. So like his little socks are going to be red and green, little stripes. I think that's cute. And then I'm going to make his little pants that are sticking out this green color too. His hat. I like the elf to have a lot of green on him. I think that's cute. And then I think I'm going to do this package in green. So the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a TN7. And it's going to be kind of dark, but I'm going to give them kind of a place to stand. Just some little ground here, so that everything has a shadow and it has a place to be. Just to kind of ground everything there. So on this card, I didn't lay out the sentiment at all. I really was just wanting to play with masking, so I'm kind of working backwards. But the sentiment in that little set is so cute for up here in the corner. And it says, have a holly jolly Christmas. And I want to put it right there in the top corner. So I'm going to lay it in place, pick it up with my Misty. And this time I'm going to use my versafine. I love versafine onyx black for sentiment stamps. I think it is just so rich and pretty. So I'm just going to ink that up and lay it there at the top. Look how cute that is. That is so cute. And the coloring's good, so I'm good there. Now I'm going to score my card base. I'm using a 4 1/4 wide by 11-inch long piece. And when I score it in half at 5 1/2, it gives me an A2 size card base. So I'm going to fold this over. And I'm actually going to cover the entire front of this white card base. But that's cool because I want to show you what I'm going to use to make the green pop on this card. So there's the green in his packages, and I have this green glitter paper, which is so pretty. And I'm going to put it right here so that the edge of it shows out. But I want to show you guys a trick. So I only need like 1/4 inch to show, right? And this is not a new trick. I'm sure you've seen this before. But I'm going to cut some of this inside away so that it's not wasted, because sometimes glitter paper is hard to come by in my stash. And I can probably use this for something else. Now you could get a lot more specific. I'm just kind of eyeballing the middle to save it. Also, if you're using some thick cardstock, this is a good way to take some of the bulk out of your card so it doesn't weigh as much when you're mailing it. All right, so see, now we've just kind of made a border and we haven't lost any of our paper, and you won't be able to see it because it will be just like that. All right, let's put some glue on the back of this. I probably should tell you why. I'm putting glue on the back of this piece, and I'm going to glue it down to the card front first because I cut it the same size as the card front. It'll be easier to line up. So I'm just going to take it to my card front, just like so, and then just square it up using my table and lay that down. So it's the same size as the card front. So sometimes I don't do them the same size as the card front, but I really thought I wanted a lot of that glitter to show. Now this guy is going to go here, but I think I'm going to pop him up because he'll be cute on some dimension. So I have my foam squares on the back, and he will be lifted up right here. I think this is cute. I love that sparkly green border. So he is foam squared down to the front with that glitter edge, which is so cute. But now I want to do something to the inside. Using this same set, everything but the ho 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 I'm going to use today. I still think I probably can. I'm going to use the Merry Christmas right here. I think that'll be super cute. And I'm just going to use a regular block. So I'm going to put it here on my round block. And by the way, these are coming back in stock. A lot of you have been asking about them. They are on their way back to us. So you are going to be able to get those again real soon. All right, I'm going to ink it with some versafine onyx black. Now, if you panic about this, if you're afraid you'll make a mistake, don't worry. If you don't get this right when you do it, you can always put a piece of paper inside here to cover this up, like a mat, and then stamp again. But I'm just brave and going straight to it. Oh, isn't that precious? I love it. Okay, and then let's see if we can use that ho 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 on the front. I think we can, and we'll use every stamp on this whole sheet. I think that'll be cute. All right, so let's put him on a block. So there's ho ho ho. I think this will be cute coming out the side here. Look at that. Now I've used every single stamp from the set. That's cute. All right, now I got one more thing I want to do. So we just got these in the store. They're called Glitter Drops and Crystal Drops by Nouveau. And these are 3 colors. This is Emerald City, Ruby Slippers, and this one is Blizzard White. And I'm going to glitter the front of this card, especially those holly leaves there at the top. I'm going to seal this down real good with my bone folder so it'll lay nice and flat. And I'm going to start up here in the top, and I'm going to put some little red for the berries. Now this glitter, or these little glitter glue that we're using here, the glue or the adhesive part is clear. So when it dries, it leaves just the red, the color behind, which is really cool. So I've zoomed in so you guys can see that. Now I'm going to do the green for the holly. And I'm just filling in those little places with the color. So there's those all colored in. And I'm going to use it on the Santa as well. I definitely want to use this Blizzard White everywhere he has fur. I think that'll be cute, like glittery snow fur. I'm even going to scrub it through his hair. When I say scrub it, I mean I'm going to squirt some out and just kind of rub it around to give him a glittery sheen. It doesn't have to be super thick. I'm going to go back with this red and do this bow on the bag in the red glitter. I may be overdoing it, but I don't know. I love how they look. I love this shiny glitter, and I don't like loose glitter. Even though I've used a little bit this year, it's still not my favorite, but I love it when it's in a glue and I can just scrub it around. And there's our card, masking, stamping, coloring, glittering, and now it needs to sit for 24 hours and dry. That's how long they ask that you let these guys cure. Let me read that real quick to you if I can see it because it's really hard. It says dry flat for 24 hours. So I'm going to leave him sitting here and let him dry, and then I'll take out my thumbnail in the morning so you'll get to see what that looks like. So cute. I love it. Don't forget there's a supply list below for everything with links to the product if you want to get anything that I used today. And thanks so much for watching. I enjoyed this one. I think it was fun to do. I hope you enjoyed it. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.